Come and grab a buddy, let's sit for a chat. Stories and flavors just like that.
So, Vicky, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's your house, so thanks for having us.
No, it's my partner Cedric's house.
Ah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Keep reminding us.
That's the only reason I married him.
Because of the house.
I forced myself onto him. Someone has to, right?
So, tell us about this bacon butty that you've made for us.
So I guess I grew up in Hong Kong, and the mayo on your beard, it's bound to happen.
You like it?
it's bound to happen. I grew up in Hong Kong, and there's a place called Oliver's Super Sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And you know about it? It's basically that's all sort of sandwiches. And two of my favorite ones is the sour cream chicken, because you can't. And they do baked potato as well.
Yeah.
Baked potato, sour cream chicken, and spring onions.
Lovely.
And butter, lots of butter and bacon on top, and spring onions. It's just like I still make them nowadays.
Right. So bacon butty does have some kind of part of your childhood, or at least bacon
Not really,
does?
No. Not being buddies.
Okay.
Like,
So if you imagine that a bacon butty is kind of something that in England we kind of grow up with,
yeah.
what would be your version of a bacon butty?
Sweet and sour bacon? Fuck me, I don't know.
That would be nice. No, but I mean, it could just be a dumpling. What is like the go-to comfort food for you?
A fucking noodle soup, dude.
Yeah, right.
The great thing about noodle soup is there's so many different type of broth, different type of noodles, and you can put chili, you can put vinegar, you can put fish sauce, like you can put. It's an art form.
Yeah, I'm sure it is an art form.
I should have done House of Noodles.
House of Noodles.
I should have.
Is that the next thing?
No.
Is this
No more food.
exclusive?
No more food. Food business suck.
So, let's go back to the start then. Born in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
So, Hong Kong is basically a highly populated environment. I grew up in an apartment level 7, and I remember when I was a kid, I would, like, whenever I get angry, I would just yell out in the window with metal frames on the windows.
Yeah.
Because you do that in cities.
Yeah.
And it's basically a concrete jungle right in front of you. So it's people everywhere. It's really full on. Like it is full on.
So what brought you to New Zealand? How did you end up here?
I was 15, 2000.
Yeah.
And I told my mum I wanted to be a professional windsurfer.
Right.
Obviously a bad idea because it doesn't pay the bills. And
Were you windsurfing in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Oh.
And swimming.
Yeah,
I
right.
was doing competitively, yeah.
Right.
I was cool.
Okay. Yeah. Much more cool than me.
Yeah. And obviously in Asian culture it's very much about academic, about, you know, it's a lot more commercial and more realistic. It's not about individualism, it's about survival. You have to in a highly populated environment.
I do remember my friends from Hong Kong, their children, they would come home from school and do 3 hours of homework.
Yeah.
And so it's just constant.
Sometimes you get private tutor,
Yeah.
or you go those, in Asia, there's a lot of them. They have got like after school education program, which is tutor on top of that.
Yeah.
It's and the education system, it's about memorizing things.
Yes.
In a society that in Asia, it's like if you're smart, which means that you are good at memorizing things, which is completely nothing to do with intelligence.
So, your parents.
Mum, dad is, I grew up with my mum.
Okay. So your mum, is her background Hong Kong as well?
Yeah, born in a region in China called like Tiuzhou, which is like, they've got like a weird cuisine like cold fish and goose, like fucking full on food.
And so
like,
what did she do?
She looks after rich kids. So in Asia,
Yeah.
you've got a class system within a class system, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's got maid, and you would normally get Filipinos and Vietnamese one.
That's right, yeah.
But if you can afford one, you get a local one.
Right.
That means that you've made it.
Right.
It's a living maid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's foreign concept.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's foreign concept.
Every
for Western
weekend
world.
they were thrown out of the houses, and they would sit around Chatham Square.
Yeah.
Or just,
On Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah. But that's what my mum did. Did a bit of tutoring, looking after, cooking a bit of stuff. Like, you know, just she didn't live there, but she lived we lived really close by and stuff. And then my sister was doing tutoring for other people as well, because she does really well, and I'm the black sheep of the family.
Okay.
I don't give a flying fuck about anything apart from going to McDonald's and get super-sized combo deal.
So is that the influence on your food, McDonald's?
Yeah. Hey, dude, I'm like proud and loud.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone about royalty programs because New World has released a they remove flybys off their royalty programs, and I was talking to someone that worked for food stuff that looks after that. And I was saying that I remember the best because McDonald's, the monopoly, did them very, very well. You know, and they bring it back every single year.
Yep.
And I was saying to her before, was like, I remember like the I think it's Brazil World Cup. I don't know when was that, where you just get random like free burgers or collecting cart flags, and then you gotta collect the flags, and whoever going to be ended up winning the World Cup, you get extra bonus like free shit. Like I remember it was like the first experience of a loyalty program. It was like I was absolutely loving it, and it works. I think it works. No matter how you think you're so cool and not knowing marketing very, very well, and I think somehow we still like I love my Cora fucking loyalty program. I'm checking on. And my silver status, gold status, or like, you know, that's all shit. Are you silver?
Gold?
I'm silver this state, unfortunately.
How far from gold?
I don't know. It's, I think I can achieve it this year.
Yeah?
Well, I'm flying every single fucking...
Yeah, I know.
Like,
twice a week.
Weekly, yeah. So it's my second home, the Cora Lounge.
Yeah, right. So, where did the interest in food come from then?
I did food science in university. Because I failed chemistry 101 twice.
Right.
I want to do nutrition.
So you came over here to windsurf.
High school. No, I went to high school. Boarding school in Dunedin.
Yeah.
Very fucking redneck town.
Right. Do you want us to cut that bit?
Not really. I can just say it. It's racism exists. We can color code it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It exists. But like, I'm thankful for these people being racist to me, because I become better human being.
And stronger.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. Like for me, I remember like, I was in the street in Dunedin, like the people driving past were just yelling at you like, you know, just racist shit.
Right.
Or I ask you, what's your real name? Because like I was born with Vicky, and then they would just go, what's your real name? And I'll just go ping pong ping, you know, or ching chong ching, you know, just to be a cunt about it. Yeah. Like, because, I mean, what is your fucking real name, white guy, you know?
So did you move to Dunedin with your mother?
No, I went to a boarding school.
Right, so you just moved.
I was drinking in the boarding school, climbing out of the window. Right.
Wow.
I almost got kicked out of school.
Right.
They have no idea what to do with me. As you can imagine, I'm very creative.
I can certainly imagine, yeah.
Very creative. Of like
fighting
against the system, yeah.
How long were you at boarding school for?
2.5, 3 years.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then went to university. I did food science and marketing, and then.
So what's food science then?
Food science, basically, I did sensories, I did histories, I did cultural histories, and anthropologies and stuff like. It was fun. I loved the degree. And my first experience for sensory was walked into the lab, and there was a cabinet, and there was all the flavour of the planet is on that cabinet.
Right. And
I was so disgusted by it. Like, can you imagine, like, you go into a supermarket, like, you knowing all this food in the supermarket all come from a droplet bottles designed by someone in the lab, which exists, which is what it is.
More so nowadays.
Well, that's what I do. now as well. It's like it's because ingredients are getting more and more expensive.
Yeah, right.
So you've got to be clever with things.
So you're trying to create the same flavour.
Not just flavour, but experience. Like, you know, instead of using MSG, you should use yeast and stuff, or certain things they're separating. You've got to put in certain lectin in it and stuff like that. So it's all natural sort of extract ingredients, but it's nature's created a lot of solution for you. It's just about,
of course.
But as you, well, I mean, that's how the food industry works, right? It's just like what is that line that you're gonna put yourself that not gonna cross, like, because you can have any dodgy ingredients available on the market. You can have spam, you can have anything. I mean, spam, it's made with meat, but definition of meat in New Zealand is blood vessels.
Yes.
And, you know, in the kidney and eyeballs and shit like that. So, I mean, where do you draw that line in terms of, okay, I'm trying to make $1 here, and do I have values? What's my line? Because you can go further down, like, the rabbit hole easily.
So, do you have values?
Yeah, I do. Of course, you have to have values.
What would be your core values?
My core values basically is like, I've only got one values in my life, is like, is anything, like, when you die, because like Buddhism talks about a lot about death, life and death. When you die at your funeral, what people are going to say about you.
Yeah.
That's it. So if for me, it's like, however way I'm going to live is, you know, try, like, if people are going to say nice things of me at the funeral, I won already. It's just not to be an asshole in life, that's all. Right.
That's the core value.
Yes.
How do you extract that towards food?
No, I try not to put assholes in food.
I try not to do that too.
Yeah, I think it's what you believe in, what you want to eat. I think what you're okay with it. If you're okay with spams, I love spam. Like, I mean, we grew up in putting spams in hot pot and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I personally think every single food, every single product has got its market. And whether you're going to resonate it, or whether you'll be proud of it, whether you're going to be okay with it, that's when the line.
Yeah.
And I think during your lifetime, that line constantly changing because you're evolving as a human being, right? So you just got to move the post line.
Of course. Absolutely. Everything's moving.
Yeah.
So, you know the next question. You go from food science, and I know some of your background. I know about the fishing trawler and that kind of thing. And I know that you made a load of dumplings and sold them very quickly. But what I really want to know is how you turn that into a business.
Right.
How did you have the confidence to turn that into the business?
It's like, there was this drive inside me that people weren't believing me, but I just feel like that I'm like, I can do more than this. And no one's listening to me or believing in me. It was a kind of, there's a documentary about what makes entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They all have lack of self-esteem, apparently. It's that lack of self-esteem turned to drive. And for me, it was like, I just want to prove myself. And I was like, I believe in certain things. I make it happen. I think that's how. Yeah.
That's definitely a philosophy that seems to go through everything we're saying. I mean, obviously, racism that you've experienced has helped you to push yourself. And
I don't care anymore.
No, but it helps. It helped you to push yourself to not necessarily better yourself, but prove them wrong.
I think in society we see obstacle in life is a downfall. I'm gonna say no. Every single mistakes I've made or obstacle in my life make me a better person. Now the difference is whether you're going to be a victim of it, or you're going to rise above it and saying that, fuck dude, thank you for the lessons. It was hard, no doubt. It was hard. I was bottom of the pit, but I climbed myself up because, you know, no one's going to save you. It's on you. No one's going to save you on this planet. No one is. The government certainly, obviously there's a baseline in this country, which is fantastic. In Asia, if you are a lazy cunt, you're not going to go anywhere in life.
Right.
you're going to be on the bottom of the street. And obviously, there's a society going to help you, but you got to rely, you got to stand on your feet. You got to move forward on your own. It's important, I think, like, because you want to be a better human being, you know, and you want to make a different version. And when I was in my 20s, like, I was stupid and stuff, but I need that stupidity to make me who I am right now.
Yeah.
I sleep with lots of guys, I drink a lot. I need that because now I don't want,
cut out?
yeah, no, I don't want to go and sleep with 20 other people because it's exhausting. And you know, it's one of those things, everything happened for a reason in life.
Right.
And I'm so thankful for all these stupid shit in my past to make me who I am right now. Because otherwise I'll be a boring person.
Yeah.
I'll be like a cardboard, I'll be flat, like nothing.
So, quite often when you talk to a chef or somebody in the culinary world and you say to them, do you have any mentors? They're going to say, some chef or something. I have a very strong feeling you're not going to say anybody in the culinary world as a mentor.
Well, there's only two type of people there in the culinary world. One is can't get a job anywhere else. And two is, like because you're so dumb. Because it's not respected fucking industry. And then the other one is because you like what you do.
Yeah. Is there anybody you would look to and say that person changed?
I gotta keep on going back to like, I mean, many years ago, Richard Branson was like the person I want to be.
Right.
But now I'm like, you know what? Everyone is like this, got this front of like, we are so successful. We got it all together.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude, we're all struggling. We all lost.
Yeah.
I always go and Google article, lessons that you would give to a younger self when you're in the dying bed. You know, you read those kind of things. That's when they're like, oh shit, this stuff wasn't actually important.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all of us are winging it.
Of course we are.
We're
Yeah,
winging it and
absolutely.
making it. And I think we want to, as human beings, we want to have a meaning in life because we feel better about it. It's like our recycling, which is it doesn't really help anything, really.
We don't know where it goes, but it
Well,
goes in a different colour
yeah,
bit, and that
yes,
makes us feel better.
It makes you feel better.
Yeah.
So I think to a point in my life now, I'm 41, I'm like, I always like, oh, what is the purpose of my life? And I realized that, you know what, just have a fucking good time, experience the bird, listening to the birds, listening to the trees, staring at the fucking river, and do what you can to put a positive impact on this planet, and try not to stimulate the economy too much because you don't need 30 tops and 30 pair of pants and 20 pair of shoes because you only got 2 feet.
Well, that's very true.
And like...
So I would like you, please, just to very quickly summarise House of Dumplings, what it started as, what it became, and what it is today.
When I first started, I think I just want to... I believe a product that didn't exist, and I was so believe in it because I'm a creative person, so it's a creative process for me. I created something cool and I thought that it would work, and then I spent 17 hours on the first market and it sold out within 2 hours. So that was the first market, and obviously people want it, then you try to make some more. And I remember someone was asking me, it's like almost the first week I need to have a helper because like dumplings was very labor intensive.
Yeah.
You make the pastry from scratch, you roll them out and cut them into rounds, pipe them, hand make them, steam them, freeze them.
So how long did it take you to make the dumplings that you sold out in 2 hours?
17.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean it's relative, right? Yeah. I was probably better fucker. It was my first time making it, and you know, you go into the kitchen with a rough idea, but at the end of the day, you gotta wing it as it goes, right? And then I gotta start hiring staff. Then I gotta work on employment contracts.
Yeah. So you start with a
I
success.
start from scratch. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been successful, and you know that. But a lot of people would just be happy with that success and carry on with their day job and make dumplings at the weekend. How do you turn that into a business? What happens in your head that makes you think?
Well, it's a natural progression. You just see opportunity. You just see that moving forward. And like, I think I was mentioning earlier that, like, you know, we always want to aim to do better. You want to go forward. I'm going to do better. You always believe that I can do better, right? So, well, that's my thinking.
Yeah.
So you're just like, well, you know, I am going to make this event, well, make it for the weekend markets. Or, you know, and people are asking for, I want frozen, I'm like to take home, like, then you're starting off doing that.
Right.
And then, you know, people want them in supermarkets, like you're starting off doing that. And people want them in a shop, you start doing that, which is a stupid idea. And, you know, it's a natural progression, you've got to move on with life. And you just got to reinvent yourself constantly. And then it just grew and turned to a monster that, you know, you have a taste of what the supermarket's about and stuff like that, and it's like it's a horrible road that I've experienced. And
so you basically go from selling markets. Presumably the next thing was opening the restaurant.
Yeah, I mean that's what people do. They ask for it, but they never come.
No.
Like, I mean, fucking hell, seriously.
And then so you think, well, I've got a product and people want to buy the product. I don't really want to be running the restaurant. Is that
it was
right?
a takeaway shop.
Yeah, okay. So you start a factory?
Yeah, well you have to because the volume increased.
How do you learn how to run a factory?
You wing it.
Okay.
You go and ask people as much as you can. You make plenty of mistakes.
How was it funded?
What?
How did you fund it?
My boat money, the one that the money that I catch prawns in Aussie.
So the whole thing was
20K
funded from that. Yeah.
I didn't spend any. Like the first purchase I've had was a chest freezer, $50 from Trade-Me, and I got told off by my ex.
Right.
I remember it so clearly. And I was making my own business card. I was designing my own
He
logo.
told you off because he thought it was a waste of money.
Yes.
Right.
I remember that so clearly.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's just like, and then it was, freezer, that's the first step.
Yeah.
You've got to, otherwise the shelf life of the product is gonna
Yeah.
non-existent, right? So that was my first purchase, and then starting off we're making pasta machine. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, so this is like a strip can only make 10 dumplings. I need a bigger roller now, and you just as a natural progression. But I had 20K.
Yeah.
That was it.
So
And I did not take in that 20K. Sort of almost because I was selling products as well.
Yeah.
So it was sustainable business that was supporting itself.
Right.
But then you always have to buy machines.
Yes.
Which is where the 20K kicks in, right?
Right. Okay.
So I bought a roller and a mixer, and I was chopping mince by hand.
Right.
I had to chop thighs. I've still got fucked hands from that. So probably before I'm coming to get you.
So I mean, it's an amazing story. So you've got 20 grand, and the did you call it a factory? I don't want to be
Kitchen.
Kitchen.
I still use the word kitchen, and I get corrected all the time now.
Yeah, well,
It's
I use the word
now.
butchery, but there's no way we're a butchery. It's more of a factory.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I don't like the word factory. Factory is very sort of, it is genetic, like it is what it is. But like, I think for me, because of my background, I always sort of see that as a kitchen.
Yeah, right, okay.
It's just that's where you make food.
So the kitchen grows, and you start selling dumplings to retail.
Yes, more was the first one. I remember there was a documentary on TV3. There was a half an hour thing about immigrants or some shit.
Right.
And I was like setting up the shop. I was going to Woolworths and like, all that. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it just grows from there. It's just natural growth.
Yeah,
just
pretty
from
much.
your pushing, basically.
Yeah.
What?
And I think looking back now, like I sold my business now, and just looking back, and because as you do, you sell a business. I sold my business, and you do a lot of self-reflection, and I realized that there were so many fucking times I could have failed.
Yes.
Oh, like fuck, dude, I can just name like so many times, but I think I'm just being stubborn, really, really stubborn. Just stubbornness got me to not giving up. I think it's all down to that.
So let's talk about that then. So you get to a point and you're in supermarkets across the country, and how's it feel? Is that what you wanted?
I think there's always, if it's a new thing, you're always kind of excited about it.
Yes.
But you don't know what you don't know, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
It's a whole can of worms. Don't fucking do it. People don't understand when I say to people, like, just stick with your happy spot.
Yeah, right.
Stick with your sweet spot. what works for you, but it's you can't stop progress.
Yes.
Like people in Indonesia is going to chop trees off and going to grow palm trees because that's progress.
For them, yes.
Yes, but for us, you're saying that don't chop a tree off
Yeah,
because
it's not
that's
fair.
not progress.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's a natural human thing to go for progress. We're always going to thrive for better. We always want a bigger car, or some people want a bigger car. I don't want a bigger car. You know, it's a natural progress. We always want more because we are greedy bastards. We're human beings, right? So I think it's just, I mean, it depends on what sort of personality you're in, really.
So from there, obviously we know you've sold the business. How did that come about?
It's a survival thing. It's we had a rough patch. I won't name names, but it's one of the meal providers sort of cancelled the order because we fucked something up, and 100k order will just return back to us.
Right.
And that was the beginning of when you have 100k which means that you spend probably about 60k already on labour and food costs and storage and everything.
Yeah.
And then you got an order to return back to you. You'll be like, what the fuck am I going to do with these stupid fucking salmon dumplings?
Right.
Like, I mean, there's 100,000 of them. What am I going to do with them? And just like, and then, that's money.
Yeah.
Sitting right there. And so it was really taking a lot of cash flow toll on us. And then we never really recover from it. And we tried to do school lunch program. We did a lot of things for me, just being a bastard, just wouldn't want to give up.
But being driven. Let's just call it driven, not being
I just don't want to. You don't want to lose. You don't want to fail. You just go like, fuck. I'm gonna change my lesser skin. I'm gonna go and reinvent myself. I'm gonna keep on fucking going. That's what I've always been doing. So to a point that I've been talking to Angus for a few years. He's been helping me out with a couple of things and stuff. I've known him, and then he was telling me that he was going to buy a dumpling business, and then it's just like natural progressions, like for me being one of the pioneer of dumplings, and just sort of natural progression to be able to give him a hand to have a premium brand and an everyday brand. And that's what happened.
Right.
So then it's kind of naturally happened, and then so my business, because I realized that food manufacturing is all about production efficiencies.
Yes.
And everyone cares about tasting good, but they are the one who are going to vote at the checkout.
Yes.
So you can make the greatest, tastiest dumplings, but people are not going to spend $11 for 10 dumplings. So you've got to really, the only thing you can muck around is by operation fees and cost and the efficiencies of labor costs, right?
Yes.
So you need capital for that.
Absolutely.
And I've never been a really money-driven person. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm going to get 5 cents out of each packet. It's not like I get excited about it. So I'm never really money-driven, and that's a problem when you're a business owner.
Yeah.
And so I realized that I need capital and I need production efficiencies, and I am not in the positions to sink in more money. And I don't want to. I can, but I don't want to. I don't have any money, but I'm just saying that I don't want to go to the bank and say that XYZ is going to happen, which might not happen, but I do need 100k.
Yeah.
If that's okay with you.
I love the whole thing about budgets, where when you go to borrow money and they say, okay, well, give me your 5-year budget, and you're like, well, I can just make it up. It can be anything.
And they always forget, is the market determines your success for your business.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with what we want.
No. I mean, budget's the most spent years.
But they got to start somewhere, I guess. But I think it's.
I'd ask somebody else for that budget is where I would start. People always I always think it's bullshit. I say it to the face. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah.
It's my perception of how I think the business is going to run, which it never occurs that way.
Yeah.
Business is always going to be up and down with sales, but apparently, according to graphs, it's always going to go up.
Of course.
But
you can't. Yeah, you can't control anything that happens. So it's a very difficult position to be in.
Yeah, and I have to sell my business, and so I sold my business, and I am far less stressful. I'm doing what I like and what I'm good at.
So what are we doing now?
I'm working for House of Dumplings.
Okay. And what is your day-to-day job at House of Dumplings?
I fuck around all day.
Right.
It's just giving grief to everybody.
The dream.
I do a lot of MPD.
Yeah.
I do a lot of research stuff. I moan a lot.
Okay.
Complains a lot, yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I've got a lot of skill set, that's the thing about it. And I'm just there. If someone's going to ask me something, I'm going to be able to provide you an answer for certain things. Don't ask me financial shit, because I know nothing about it, I don't care about it. But quite a lot of stuff, I do have a broad knowledge of that, so that's when I...
So you're back doing exactly what you want to do?
Yes.
And
with
less
more
stress.
enjoyable. Yes, correct.
And less worry about the money.
Yes.
And more
but
focus.
I have to do it in Auckland instead of Wellington.
Yeah, okay.
Which is sad.
Is that working for you, or?
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Wellington is dying.
Okay.
And food manufacturing, it's not a lot of big food manufacturers in Wellington to start with.
No.
Yeah, so in Auckland is, unfortunately, that's where, yeah.
Do you have a long-term goal?
No, fuck off. Are you kidding me? A long-term goal.
Have you got something you want to achieve?
I want to travel more.
Right. Okay.
I
Well, now
want
you
to eat
can.
more nice food.
Now you can, because you don't have to work on the business.
I already got my annual leave. I'm going to Bali next week, but it's less than 6 months.
What's
by
it
the way.
like having annual leave? That's nice.
Well,
4 weeks
I'm
a year?
not supposed to be entitled for annual leave because I haven't been there for a year.
Right.
But I'm going, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't approve my annual leave, I'm going to go for unpaid leave.
Yeah, we have the same problem at work. If people have been there 6 months and they want to have a holiday, you can't say no.
Yeah.
You just go on holiday, fine. You know.
I think for me in life is I want more adventure. I really want to do more shit. I want to solve more problems. It excites me. Solving problems, I love solving problems. And currently my job is pretty crazy.
Right.
So I got some side hustle just to get my brain ticking.
Okay.
I need to solve problems. Otherwise, I just get so fucking bored. And when I get bored, it's not good. I just go and annoy everybody else, and my partner is those.
Right. Okay, well, that's been fantastic.
Awesome.
I think that's been, actually for me, it's been really interesting. But your strength of character and the willingness not to be a victim, I think is really important. And your honesty. And I can tell you right now, there aren't that many people that want to be honest about their business, so that's really nice.
I think it's being vulnerable is okay. Well, I wouldn't say honesty is a vulnerability, but I think being honest is important. I always say to people, why do I have to tell you 1 + 1? Why don't I just give you the answer 2 straight away?
Yeah.
So you don't have to use your brain to calculate fucking maths.
Right.
Why do we need to make people guessing?
Let's just get through it.
Just tell people what you want. It's okay to be telling what you actually really think. It might be offending to somebody, but that's reality, dude.
Yes.
Why are we painting, like I complained to my partners, why, I would want you to be offensive. Like if I made a terrible haircut, you can tell me it looks like shit. And I'll tell you I don't give a flying fuck. But I don't want you to say, it looks good, babe. Like, please just don't.
Oh, God. I mean, I spend my whole life saying
Number 1 or number 2 today?
Nobody's ever honest, are they? Look,
no, it's exhausting, yeah.
Let's just finish off the rest of our bacon butty. I think
That's a good idea.
Thank
and
you
the wind is still blowing, and the bird is still singing.
Yes, they are. And I hear you've got eels in some
Yes, we do have eels,
stream down the bottom.
and there's not enough Chinese around the community to eat them all yet. But
I didn't want to ask about that.
Yeah, black bean sauce and eels is something that I grew up with.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you.
That's lovely. I am actually going to eat now.
We should have a drink now.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Seriously,
we went off the fucking.
I do not want a podcast where we just talk about what everybody wants to hear. Honestly, that's fun. I'm really, I have to say, I'm really pleased.
Good. Now you've got to be better for the next, whoever's going to pick next.
Well, the next one's going to be really different. Like we said, this is number 1, but we've got a stable of podcast ideas that we want to do.
Yeah.
And the other one, one of the other ones is talking to people about situations where their business has had problems.
Yeah.
And trying to get the honesty of it, which is
Yeah.
exactly what you just talked about. Because nobody wants to talk about mistakes. Or
I remember
failures.
this. I was from the coffee fucking place. What was it?
Oh, there's so many of them.
Anyway, once a month.
Yeah.
You say, how's life? How's business? Oh, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Like when I was
Yeah.
younger, of course I believed that.
It's all like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives
And I'm
me
like,
mad.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is not real, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just why can't we just talk about problems? Because it makes others feel like less fucking lonely. When people actually do open up, it's like we all experience the same
Yes.
shit as
Yeah.
persona. Whether you're selling dildos or selling fucking dumplings, it's just, we do have the same problems. Let's start talking about it and feeling less fucking lonely, man.
It's a shame I wasn't recording that.
I am.
Whether you're selling... That's a soundbite, whether you're selling dildos or...
Dildos or dumplings. I love it.